down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
Hey, you tuned in to the what? The Savvy Radio Show. Man, I'm excited if this is your first or this is your 500. Do you believe there's 500 episodes? I can't believe this is still going on. And I just want to give a shout out to the folks that let me know that you listen. It motivates me, and the folks that ask questions or the circumstances that arise that bring these podcasts to light. Because if it was on my divine power, I'd already given up. And I want to give mad love to Big Jesus for pushing this through, for creating this platform for ladies and gentlemen like you and gents and even young children that listen. Thank you so much for keeping this thing rolling. Anyway, speaking of young children, I was hanging out with a 19-year-old on the phone anyway, and I just connected with this gal, and she's going through some circumstances, and I was commissioned to just be a light in a confusing world. And, you know, first of all, when I was talking to this person, and it's a lady, and she has big aspirations, but a lot of her decision making have been based on someone else's opinion of her. And I was like, and that was just a quick understanding. I'm like, why can't you, or why don't you want to do what you want to do? Well, my friends say this. Now, which is interesting, when I was, I've been kind of hanging out with this individual for a while, just through the phone. And, you know, I got the don't listen to your friends. And then it's been for a couple of weeks, and I was like, you know, following up, I'm like, hey, are you ready to make this decision to do your dream? And she's like, I don't think I can do it. I second guess myself. And I was like, throw the brakes, put it in park. You're second guessing yourself. What makes you second guess yourself? And I mean, I know as 19 years old, you know, you got to think about it. Still a little child in my mind, you know, 15, 16, 17, 18. I know the word 19 just sounds so already an adult in my mind. But I was like, man, I got to think about it. You know, she's only been an adult for a little while, Steven. Slow down. And I go, what makes you second guess yourself? I said, just pause for a minute. Now, I'm not about comparing people to people, because I think that's where things go wrong. But like every other 19-year-old I know is probably in the summertime, probably sitting on some cushy chair somewhere playing some cushy game called Fortnite. Not a lot of 19-year-olds get up, have a car, drive across town, and go to a job. Not a lot of 19-year-olds are willing to talk to a coach. And I'm not talking about a sports coach. I'm talking about a personal development coach like myself. And so I was trying to shed some light in this girl's world of her potential. And my main gist was to get personal development in her. I think that we all go through struggles. And I was trying to confess to her, I was like, listen, when I'm at a pace at a point in my life where it just doesn't seem positive, it seems drab, and I don't know what I'm going to do, I just tune in to personal development. And so anyway, when I was just talking to her, I was just trying to walk her through personal development. You know, what is personal development? How do you study personal development? Why do you study personal development? What's the point of personal development? And I just, for fun, I just Googled up ways to stop guessing yourself. I mean, the internet is so incredible. You know it. You use it every day. And I came across this article, and it really just, it ministered to me, and I was able to minister to this gal. And it was like 9 ways to stop second guessing yourself and trust your own decisions. It's on this website called Bustle, BUSTLE.com. Not hustle, but bustle. Okay. And it's by Raven Ishik. And it's called 9 Ways to Stop Second Guessing Yourself. So we're going to jump off of this article, and we're going to put the old OG swing savvy on it. Okay. If that's okay with you. Number 1. And this is awesome, just ministering to this gal. It's like, number 1, you need to see yourself as a leader. See, we see ourselves what other people see us, but we need to see that you are a leader, that you get up in a car. I go, how many of your friends, I asked her, I go, how many of your friends have a job? She paused. None. Exactly. So why are you taking advice from someone else that's not even leading, and you're the leader? You need to lead, and you need to lead your own life. That's for someone out there in the real estate world. You need to be a leader. You need to be the first one to pop a deal in your family. I remember, going to college. None of my family members went to college, and, you can get Pell Grants if you're the first one that goes to college. That means be a leader. See yourself as a leader. You just opening up a personal development book is a leader. It's funny, even, I'm at this summer camp place where it's a lot of successful people. And this is how if I really want to be my friend, like if you want to just hang out and be boys, I always ask, have you ever heard of Jim Rohn? And it's interesting. A lot of people never even heard of Jim Rohn or Brian Tracy. Of course, everybody's heard of Zig Ziglar or, maybe Tony Robbins. Very few people have ever heard of E.T., Eric Thomas, which is interesting. But being a leader is seeking out and learning from other people and being the leader in your sphere. But you got to see, you could be a leader, but you got to see yourself as a leader. Where are you taking this? You could be the first one in your family to be in love with personal development. So that's number one. See yourself as a leader. Number two, make a list. Sometimes it's best to get out of your head and just write down your thoughts. You need to do this with what I'm doing. I'm actually doing this right now in my own personal life about vision. My goals and my vision and my direction were totally in a different perspective. They sound sexy, my goals, but are they really in line with my vision? Is it what my really calling is in my life? So sometimes you got to grab a piece of paper. I do this a lot when I'm hanging out with someone, and I just start writing down what's in my mind. When you see your choices on paper, it's easier for you to make a decision. Make a list of 3 qualities that you want to cultivate. What do you want to get accomplished this year? Think about it. Ask somebody else. Make a list. Your gifts, your talents, your goals, your dreams. What job you want to do. What places you want to visit. Make a list. Get it out of your head and then make a decision. Number 3, become confident with your choices. You're going to make bad choices. It's going to happen. You just have to understand that's just life in itself. But you got to realize a lot of people don't even make choices. They just stick with whatever insurance plan they have. They don't take the time to research insurance plans, or they just deal with what society hands to them. No, stop that. Sometimes you're going to make a decision. It's going to be a bad decision. It's going to put you in the wrong direction, but it's the learning process that's going to make you happen. That's going to make it happen for you. The more that you make decisions, you're going to be more confident, and you're going to be able to make really big decisions, and it's just going to propel you forward. Make sure that you make decisions, you're confident about them, and you got to look at it like I was listening to a Mel Robbins thing the other day. It's like brick by brick. If you really have this giant goal of something, and you don't need to just enroll in every class, you could just take one class or shadow one person. But it's a decision confidently that you make, number 3, that will propel you forward. Number 4, this is kind of one of my big things. It's like, number 4 is, are you ready? Get ready. Drum roll. Develop from your mistakes. Man, I think one of the intricate books in my world, and I don't know if we should do this in a book club. If somebody wants to do this one, I'm down. And I'd have to reread it because it's been a long time. But it's called Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell. And, I have a high-sprung attitude, personality. I always want to win. I don't like to fail. I don't think anyone likes to fail. But when I read Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell, it was like the whole light bulb came on. And that's how you really succeed in life. The more that you fail, the more that you succeed, the faster you progress. And we have to look at failure, circumstances, things that have put you behind. They're only a training ground to prepare you for great and mighty things. Think about it like that. The only way you're going to learn and to be more confident is by making decisions. We talked about that. Learning from your mistakes allow you to grow. Beyonce wasn't built in one day. We have to learn to stop second guessing yourself, learn from your mistakes, and grow forward. Move forward. However you want However you want to talk about it. All right. So that was number 4. Develop from your mistakes. All right, moving on. Number 5. Be easy on yourself. I see that in my children. I see that with some folks that they just continue to beat themselves up over a mistake. And you just got to accept you just got to accept that you're 19 years old right now. You just got to accept that you just went through a horrible circumstance. And it's going to take you some time to develop. You just got to accept that you just have one unit right now, or you have no unit. And how can you get another unit? Just be easy on yourself, but you got to create a plan and work the plan. You got to stay focused on what you're doing, but just don't be beating yourself up all the time. Just like, I was on vacation and I know I have opportunities to get things done, but I got to realize I'm on vacation. Be easy on yourself. You don't have to be grinding it out 24 hours a day. Yes, you need to hustle, but don't kill yourself about it. Number 6, practice with small decisions. So, you're second guessing yourself, just lightly make small decisions and just practice them. If second guessing yourself is a real true big thing, then just start small, real micro. Number 7, learn to trust yourself. You're the only one. You're the responsible one. You're the it. That's you. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. And if people give you any conflict or any circumstances that don't yield what you're doing, then cut those people off. But you have to have belief in yourself that you can do whatever you desire or want to do step by step. Learn to trust yourself. Number 8, focus on the present. Just like I said earlier, that I'm at vacation and I need to just be on vacation. If you're in school right now, you're in school. And when you graduate or when you get out or whatever your decision is to do, then you work on that. But you need to focus on the present. And I struggle with this with multitasking, and I've studied a lot of books recently on multitasking that you really can't. Your mind can only process one thing at one time. It may seem cool and it may seem like you're multitasking, but you're actually doing half-ass work on some of those tasks. So when you focus, I noticed that for myself personally within the last couple months, if I just focused on my one thing at the one time, I'm just laser and I get it done and I crush it. And I recommend you do the same. Focus on the present. Focus on what's in front of you and focus on it as best as you can. And number 9, become familiar with the unknown. I think this is something that we need to do and teach in our generation, is that not everything's going to be familiar. Not everything's going to be perfect. Not everything's going to be exactly the way we envision. That's another scenario. One time, I grew up very broke and poor in California. And a lot of people that in that area in California would fly to Hawaii. And I was like, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could go to Hawaii. And so when eventually 20 years later, I was able to take my mom to Hawaii, it was a pretty epic thing. And I realized that it wasn't what it was supposed to be. It was like just another beach. I was like, wow. You can do anything you want to do. You can be anything you want to be. Stop second guessing yourself. Become familiar with the unknown and do things that you would never thought you could ever do before. Anyway, I know I got a little struggle there at the end, but this is your boy, Steve VanCauwenbergh. Thanks for tuning in. If there's something that you want to know, learn, or grow with me, I would appreciate it. Whatever you do, go buy assets.
What is the Savvy Bootcamp? Are you struggling to get to the next level as a business owner, as an investor? Do you want to multiply your income? Sign up for the Savvy Bootcamp, a strategic and supercharged one-night and one-day event designed to shortcut your learning process and propel you forward. Just value, no upsells, and an intimate setting to build relationships with like-minded investors. We will be covering how personality profiling can make you a millionaire, outsourcing and the nitty-gritty of maximizing your property management, scaling your business through systems and automation, technology hacks you should be using every day, and how to raise private money. Go to www.savvybootcamp.com now to register or to find out more.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at SavvyRadioShow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.